Hello and welcome to this episode of Crate Conversations. I'm Mayor Crate and I'm honored to be here today with Mike Desmond. He is the Volunteer League President for the Brick Little League, and I had the opportunity to meet Mike as over the course of being mayor and even a little before that, but this year I had the opportunity to go with some council members for their Volunteer Appreciation Day, which was a lot of fun. And I also had the opportunity recently with the mayor and myself and council to honor some of your players at Summerfest because they did really well throughout the series this year. So I kind of wanted to talk to Mike today about all the great things that the Brick Little League does and some of the activities that you have going on. So welcome.
Great.
And I'm just curious, so how did you get involved in the Brick Little League? I know you have kids, but how did you get involved?
Sure. Well, thank you very much for having me, Mayor Crate.
Sure.
I would say I have two boys that are 8 and 10. They both play at the Little League. My oldest started in T-ball. They saw me raking the fields and kind of helping out coaching. Next thing you know, you're on the board of directors. Next thing you know, you're the president of the league.
Yeah.
But we have a really great volunteer-driven, community-oriented Little League right here in Brick at the Edmund Hibbert Complex. And yeah, I actually also had a background in sports marketing. I did a college internship with the Yankees in my 20s and worked full-time for the Mets and the Lakewood Blue Claws, doing like sports marketing and media. So kind of like use those skills I used to have in my 20s now as a volunteer at the Little League.
Very cool. That's awesome. So yeah, I get the idea of volunteering. If they see you helping, then maybe you want to do something else, or maybe you want to do something else. But having been there on the complex and volunteering myself, it really is very family oriented. It's funny because my neighbor was on one of the teams that we got to honor, so I'm very good friends with them, and I know that they have volunteered their time as well. And it's just really very family oriented, which I like, and it was really nice to be a part of. So that's fantastic. So you say, what are the fields that you guys play at?
Sure. We're at Edmund Hibbert Park.
Okay.
So it's in the Cherry Quay neighborhood here at Brick. We are a official Little League program. So any resident in 08723 or 08724 that have players 4 to 16 years old can register and play. We just wrapped up our 40th season at the complex.
Congratulations. Wow.
It really was the best season we had yet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's so fantastic. 40 years. So you said you grew up in Brick. We talked a little before this. So did you play Little League at all before, or?
I did.
Okay.
Yep, I played at the same fields when I was in T-ball all the way up to senior league. So it's definitely a place I call home.
Yeah.
So I was really excited that, you know, when my kids started to play T-ball and Little League, my wife knew I was going to be a coach when,
as soon as you walked out
when we
there.
met. So it was inevitable that I would, you know, be involved for sure.
Oh, that's so cool that you, now that you're coaching on the same fields that you played on. That's pretty awesome. So you said 4 to 16. So what are the different leagues that the kids can play in depending on their age?
Sure. Starts off with T-ball.
Okay.
That's 4 to 6 years old. All about the signups there. We probably have one of the biggest T-ball programs maybe in the country.
Oh, wow.
We had over 170 T-ball players at our complex this past spring. Then they go into our farm division, which is 7 and 8 year olds, which is a machine pitch league.
Ooh, okay.
Then our minors division, and then our majors division, which is 9 to 12 years old.
Okay. And
then on the big field is our 60-90 field, which is our juniors and seniors, which goes from 13 up to 16.
Very cool. And what's the I know there's probably an age range. What's the age range that qualifies for like the Little League World Series?
Yep, that's the 12-year-olds.
Okay.
Yep. So
that's the group that we got to honor. One of the groups that we got to honor. Is that correct?
They were actually the 11-year-olds.
Oh, okay.
So yep, our 11-year-old team, coached by manager Jason Burgess.
Okay.
They did great this summer again. They won back-to-back District 18 championships. They won as 10-year-olds for the districts. They won as 11-year-olds this past year in districts. So next year's the big year. So fingers crossed on that.
All right. So because I don't really know that much about baseball here, I'm just being honest. So if they did the same thing next year as 12-year-olds, do they have a shot at going a little further? Or?
You know what? Right here in Ocean County, we're part of Little League New Jersey District 18.
Okay.
It has to be one of the most competitive Little League districts in the country.
Okay.
We have Toms River East, Holbrook, very, very good Little League programs. Okay. But we're right up there with them. So first you get past that, which we did the past 2 years.
Yep.
We actually beat Toms River by just a few runs in the championship game 2 years in a row.
Wow.
They advanced to sections, which is basically like Ocean, Monmouth, Middlesex, Union counties. and Mercer County is like a regional championship.
Okay.
Then you go on to states, then regions, and then if you win that, you go to Williamsport.
That's so exciting. Yep. All right. Well, listen, that's like, I don't know a lot again, but I do understand the steps that we go through now, and I'm really proud of those kids. I'm proud of all the kids that are out there playing, and I know it's really important. So you're telling me this is a pretty big program that we run here in Brick Township, and it's very popular. So how many kids would you say register and play Little League during the regular season for all those ages?
Yep. So we just wrapped up our spring season. And this year was 570 players.
Whoa, that's a lot of kids.
It's like the biggest we've had in like 10 years.
We could open an elementary school.
Sure, it's very popular. I feel bad after we close the registration and kids still want to sign up.
Right.
So definitely if you're out there, we have a fall season coming up. Definitely go to www.bricklittleleague.com. Register for our fall season starting on the first Saturday after Labor Day. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a big program. It's really popular. And yeah, it's all about the kids and making sure that they're having a good time. And we have great support from the Brick Township Parks and Recreation Department. Yeah. They got a lot on their plate. You know, they have over 20 parks. They have to maintain and service the beaches. And there's 2 baseball programs in town they support, football and cheer, flag football, 2 soccer associations. They're busy, and they do a great job partnering with us to make sure that we're giving the best experience for our youth.
Yeah, we love to do that. It's really important for us, and we're glad that we have that partnership, because knowing how many kids are involved, that's important for us to make sure that those fields are ready for you guys. So thank you for that. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So so there's a fall league. Is that more like? Is it obviously it's not super competitive, or is it competitive? I don't know. Or is it more practice? What is fall league?
Well, it depends what coach you have. It's competitive or not. But yeah, it's very similar to the spring season with the age groups. But the fall season is really there to help you for your next assignment in the spring. Okay. So if you're moving up to the majors division, if you're going from T-ball to farm, you're assigned to that division ahead of time. So you get to work on player development, getting used to it. For our minors, majors, and juniors and seniors division, those are typically standings and playoffs and championships. That doesn't take place in the fall. Actually, fall ball is my favorite season because it's all about having fun, getting the kids out there.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I guess I'm one of those competitive coaches too. Yeah. But it's all about.
It's hard not to be.
It's hard not to be. Yeah. But for the fall ball season, if any kids out there that want to really experience a nice community-oriented youth baseball program, definitely sign up.
So fall ball, if you've never played any of these divisions, I guess, and you're interested in playing baseball, fall ball might be a good way to like dip your toe in and see, is this for me? And then you'd be able to go in for the spring. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I'm really excited to have the Brick Little League here in our township. I'm excited for all of the great things that you guys do with our kids. Having that many kids playing during the season must require a lot of volunteer coaches, I would imagine, correct? So is there anything that people should do if they're interested in coaching and want to get more involved? Should they reach out to someone in particular?
Sure. I mean, typically, we actually have no shortage of coaches.
Oh, that's good.
Everyone wants to get involved. I would say if you do want to be an assistant coach, you have your kids signed up, come to the first practice with the glove and tell the coach that you want to help out.
Okay.
For sure. We also have a board of directors. Okay. Great volunteers that we have. We have monthly meetings. We'll have some more starting to kick up in January. Okay. Feel free to come out and get involved and help out, get a good experience for the kids.
That's awesome. Oh, this is so fantastic. Well, I appreciate you coming today. Is there anything else you want to share with us about the Little League or the teams or anything that you guys have planned going forward for next season?
Sure. Yeah, next season is going to be a big year. We'll get started, right in April again with an opening day ceremony, and looking forward to just having all the kids back out and making sure that everyone's having a good time and playing some baseball.
Excellent. So 41st year, next year. We're going to put some information up on the board here so you can see how you can get more information and how to sign your child up. I want to thank you again for joining us. It's been a great conversation, and I hope that we see, what was your sign-ups last year, 570?
570.
Is that the max? Are we limited?
No, let's go for 600 this spring.
Let's do 600. Yeah. So next year when we sit down together at the end of the season, I'm going to say 600 kids, and then we'll be able to talk about that as well. Yeah. So excited for you guys. Thanks again. It was really nice talking with you, and thanks for joining us again today on Crate Conversations.
Thank you, Mayor.